Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
Happy Victory Monday.
Victory Monday for everybody.
You actually feel good about the win? You don't want to complain about it? You're not upset about the draft status? You're enjoying the win?
Victory Monday. And you know what I see all across social media and on TV is Zach Wilson highlights, Braxton Berrios highlights, a lot of positivity. Who in their right mind would be mad right now? What is there to be mad about? Victory Monday, my friend.
It's a double Victory Monday for you. You got the beer pong win and you get the Jets win.
Was there any ever doubt? Was there ever a doubt?
I think there was. I think there was a lot of doubts. For anybody that watched the full 22-minute video that it took to finish that one game of beer pong, I think there were many people that probably had some doubts along the way.
And just as my personal disclaimer.
Okay, yeah, there was wind and
listen, unlike the New York Jets, I did not have a good week of practice. I haven't played beer pong in about 7 months. So
cars were driving too fast. They blew the ball.
I got heckled by a Jaguars fan. I mean, you pulled out all the stops. You tried to heckle me, Romeo, Jaguars fans.
What did I say?
I was just cool, calm, and collected.
I was supportive. I was supportive. We would lose all credibility on the show if you lost.
I was like,
I would have had to have played Steve.
I was like Coach Middleton. I overcame adversity and I found the way to win. So
you're saying there's a head coach controversy now?
So what's up, everybody? Victory Monday. Ed, I'm glad you guys are getting the shirts. We got some stickers included to them too. So we try to get them all out as fast as possible. So we're glad everybody's checking them out and they're enjoying them. Hopefully I sent all the right sizes out. Can't guarantee that.
The long sleeves fits nice. I like these.
Yeah, the hoodies are awesome, man. And it was funny. Yesterday we went to the stadium and I was wearing the shirt, the Trust the Process shirt. Everybody's like, "Bro, that shirt's genius. Where can I get one?" I'm like, "I got news for you. We sell them, man." And then it was so funny. The security guard in our section, in fact, I went to the bathroom a couple of times. And I'm like, "Oh, do I gotta show you my ticket?" He's like, "I know the shirt, bro. You're good. I know exactly who you are. Just go right down, no problem."
I don't think they knew where it came from though. But keep that on the DL.
So it's cool to see that everybody is having some fun today. It's just like it's a win, man. A win's a win. We'll go through all the different facets of the game. It wasn't a standard table. This was a complete improv, man. We usually have a football-sized table, like a table's like a football field. So all different things, but
so you're saying the game would have taken even longer if it was on a regulation side?
No, if I had a regulation table, I would probably beat him in probably 15 throws. But I had to
that
deal
was
with
the problem. Okay, so
it was a smaller table.
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
so nothing was regulation. Now I had all the critics come like, "You did this, and you broke that rule, and you did this rule." It's the same fans that are complaining about a victory today, probably. But
I still got to give Steve plenty of credit. The fact that he forced overtime, had you back against the wall 4-1. Credit to Steve.
I will give Steve a rematch whenever he would like. But just remember that tomorrow night he has to do a shotgun or he gets no rematch because that was the deal.
That's fair.
So, yes, we did see that Zach Wilson gave the waitress tickets. That was a really cool story. What's unfortunate in this day and age is a lot of players do a lot of things in the community. It never really gets highlighted. But if something bad happens, everybody talks about it. So it's cool to see Zach does a lot of good things on and off the field. That's our quarterback. So he's doing good.
It was nice to actually see some positive press for him actually doing that. I think the Post had a story on it and a few other places. So it was nice to see him getting some acknowledgement for that.
Eric, thank you. And again, thank you guys to all support us with the T-shirts. It was kind of like an impromptu thing. We raised $800 for the Mark Lee toy drive, which they were super appreciative. And just a real quick thing on that is if you saw Mark's thing, they tweeted out all kinds of pictures. There's some videos too with the kids lining up for the toys, which was super cool, man. So thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. We had orders from Russia, England, Canada, Australia. It's just
fucking nuts.
It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Thank you guys so much. Crazy.
Awesome. I'm glad everybody's getting the shirts today. It's super cool, man. We definitely appreciate the support. So let's see. Props on prime time.
I do roll a good one.
I'll face Tyson in beer pong. I take on all comers, but there will be waging. We have to have some kind of, we have to have a wager and everything.
I'm gonna take care of Tyson for Steve next week.
No.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Patreon is, but we're not doing it. I don't really know what it is. What's up, Darren? Let's see. We got good to see everybody here, man. On this Monday night, we got my boy Ian Book playing tonight for the Saints. Unfortunately, they have no left tackle and no right tackle, so that's gonna be a problem.
Sure, that's gonna go very well.
Yeah, I mean the Saints are right now. The way COVID's going through the NFL is crazy. So a couple notes about the Jets before we even go into the game. There's some news today for them, which is not good news on several aspects. Tyler Kroft and Bryce Hall both on a COVID list, not good. Connor McGovern out with a serious injury. He's gone. And then Becton's going to be out for the rest of the year. So,
interesting that McGovern's going to get a second opinion as far as whether or not he needs surgery. I'm curious whether or not there was any kind of disagreement with the Jets medical staff there, but no surprise with Becton. I mean, we saw this coming right after the injury happened. I mean, people were laughing at us when we were coming out of the stadium. We talked about that last week, but I mean, Saleh even said it, for a guy that's his size, it's tough to predict the timeline coming back from an injury like that. So it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, so it's a Victory Monday. I'm excited, man. Yesterday was fun, and it's just fun to see the reaction from the players. And it's just when you go into the game yesterday, I tried to do a preview for the game. I was laughable. I'm like, dude, there's so many guys out, and then it make matters worse. Right before the game, Quentin Williams was out, and I'm like, this game is going to be a complete debacle. Like, how are they even going to compete? Just get Zach out of the game healthy. That was number one priority in my eyes. I didn't care about anything else. So primetime, they come out behind a revamped offensive line, and they're able to run the football. Like, you're just
all fucking day. Which is crazy. They led the NFL in rushing yards with 3 starters out. It's nuts.
Yep. So you got to give this team a remarkable amount of credit, man. They faced adversity, a game they could easily mail in and be quit and be like, you know what, this is a bad Jaguars team. We generally don't give a shit about this. This is when the time your players start mailing it in, like a not important game. And shout out to the fans too, man, because the fans showed up yesterday too.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, the biggest difference, like, just the games this year, I think, mean more compared to last year. Like, when we were rooting for the tank last year, Gase wasn't coming back. Half the guys on the roster, we didn't think were going to be back. Like, this year, if you're genuinely trying to instill some kind of new culture and erase all the shit from the past, like, trying to go out there and tank these games and lose on purpose, like, what does that serve? So, I mean, I get it for the people that wanted the draft pick that are upset. You want the 1 pick or the 2 pick, get one of those 2 pass rushers. But I think it means more for a lot of these young players to just experience some winning, finally close out a game, And
that's the whole thing. Like, you see a lot of these young guys that are fighting their ass off and competing are going to be here next year. This is, and I understand for the naysayers out there, nothing automatically carries over. It doesn't mean shit if you win this year, they're going to win next year. But these little things are all building blocks for this team. And you're identifying guys that are keepers, guys that will fight through it, your mentors, your leaders, and everything else. So you learn a lot of things about your team in situations like this. And you got to give them all credit, man. And again, it wasn't pretty. But all things considered, all the players they were missing, I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. It's fun.
Now, would I have been devastated if the Jaguars found a way to get into the end zone at the very end of the game? Probably not, just because at that point, the game was out of Zach Wilson's hands. Like, he already did what he could do at that point. So, like, the narrative on him wasn't going to change. But just to, like, be able to wake up today and have the stories be more positive about Wilson outdoing Trevor Lawrence, I think that's worth it for a young team.
No, it's awesome, man. And it's like, and you see it, like, you see how they all rally together and they do a lot of good things. And thank you, man. We definitely appreciate it. We 49ers fan. And
appreciate that.
Tough times for the 49ers with Garoppolo outs, and it could be Trey Lance's time to shine. You'll see. But, so we'll start with the coaching staff. They had Calabrese was out, Saleh was out. So you had Middleton. They had to kind of improvise. Mike LaFleur did a lot of good things. So you go into the game, and Zach Wilson, again, third game in a row without interception. He looks a lot more composed. And I understand the opponent, but we can only assess by what we're seeing on the field and the opponent they're playing. He looks more comfortable, dude. He looks in command. He looks looser. He's running around. It was fun to watch, dude.
I understand the opponent. I understand the stat line, but what have we been saying for the past number of weeks that we wanted to see from him? Just become a game manager, make smart decisions with the football, show some growth. Exactly. And that's what we're seeing. It's the baby steps. It's not the 300-yard game, but he doesn't need to do that yet. Show that you can manage a game and just make the smart decisions. And that's what he's doing right now. So he made props, and hopefully he finishes it off like the next 2 games with some positives.
He made some money throws with very important times of the game, and he had the run, and like, you're seeing the glimpses now, dude. Like, that's the 52-yard touchdown run. This is things that now his teammates will start buying into him, because coming into the season was a lot of hype. You saw like the BYU film, you saw this stuff, but now it's like he's doing it in NFL games now, and now they can start rallying around him. He's starting to like earn his credibility, earn his respect now.
even on the touchdown to McGovern, where he was like backing up 10 yards and everything like that, like, he's showing you the improv a little bit. He
I
looks
was
more
like, what the hell
comfortable
is he
back there.
doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I heard the audio in the background. I'm like, shit.
I thought it was gonna be one of those things where he drops back, and he mails it away. But dude,
Yeah.
it was cool
and,
to see. That's
and I love how aggressive the play calling was too. What did they convert? Like 4 or 5 fourth downs, I think, or something like that. It was crazy. So I like the aggressiveness.
The cool thing is, I mean, they're playing with house money. In a game like that, you have nothing to lose. You can open a playbook up. You can get aggressive. I'd like to see if this play calling is the same with the game, with the playoffs on the line. Probably wouldn't be, but they're taking chances. They're trying to figure it out. And the young quarterback is doing things, man. Like this is progress. This is what we wanted to see. Now he's not playing like Josh Allen, but he's not Josh Allen. He's a rookie quarterback that's doing a lot of good things. So it's encouraging. And this is all we've asked for.
Josh Allen wasn't playing like Josh Allen his rookie year.
Exactly.
I mean, so again, as long as they can get him through this year, not broken, which I think we're seeing, like he's already bounced back from that awful stretch that he had, where he's more in command of the offense. He's not turning the football over. He's showing a little bit more accuracy, more touch on his passes. This is everything we wanted to see. Now he can work on, some more of those things going into the offseason and ahead of next year. But just finishing off his rookie year, not being completely demoralized, check. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the last couple of games, man, you're starting to see more and more good things from him where everybody's starting to see it now. It's like, all right, now you're as a Jet fan, you're getting encouraged now. You're like, all right, it was rough, but slowly but surely he's finding a way. And now you have an idea of what could be. So you go from the quarterback to the running backs. And Michael Carter is like a star in the making, dude. He just fights for every yard. He's physical. He's explosive. He's versatile. He had, 118 yards, whatever the hell it was, 100-yard game. And Tevin Coleman's a good complimentary back, which – when they first signed him, I'm like, he may not make the team the whole year. He may not be here. Dude, I'd give him another 1-year contract, bring him back next year. I would. Yeah. He's a good player, good leader. He's still explosive. They're a good 1-2 punch. Perine and Walt. Perine's done. I mean, he's got no value. Yeah. And even Walter was out. I mean, Ty Johnson's done. I mean, I think you're going to be what? You're probably going to say, if you bring back Coleman, great. Carter, and maybe go get somebody else next year. But those two are a good, nice 1-2 punch, man.
If you can get Coleman back around the same value that you got him for this year, which was like a little over $1 million. I mean, that's perfect. A nice compliment to Carter, and Carter's been playing great. Makes the first guy miss. It seems like almost every single time. He's always getting those extra yards after contact. The one thing I'd love though is if we could just get like one of those big bruising backs. It's something like I feel like we haven't had in so long, like one of those like Garrett Blunt type of guys. I think they could definitely use somebody like that, but I don't know if it's through the draft or free agency.
Or get a fullback, maybe add a fullback. I know that was something that the 49ers like to do, but had that big back. I mean, Wesco's now out for the year again too, but it's running backs did good. Then you go to wide receivers. A lot weren't asked from the wide receivers in terms of the passing game because the Jets are running the ball successfully, but Berrios had a big game. The guy's he's consistent. Unfortunately, everybody else was out, so you're kind of like trying to figure out how ways to do it. Denzel Mims,
penalty. Yeah, go ahead.
Denzel Mims is a penalty. I'll give the receivers credit in one aspect. They all block, dude. They all get involved in the running game. They all do block, but I mean, it's been a disappointing season for Mims, man. There's no way around it.
Did you hear Salah's response today about Mims? As far well, not just that, but as far as like what went into his offseason prep, like following his rookie year, he almost made it sound like Mims probably didn't give a shit or he didn't take his offseason very seriously. Where he's like, some guys go straight from college to the pros, and it's like one long season, and then they kind of let their guard down in their first offseason. So he almost made it sound like Mims didn't really give a shit this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you could skate by with just talent, but that's sometimes talent's not enough. You get that work ethic, determination, everything else to make it to another level, and he's not doing that. And I'm telling you, dude, he's gone. There's no way he's coming back next year. The Jets like to be complimentary and nice, and we're not going to get up and say all the right things. Once the season's over, and if
him or his agent want out, that would happen. But why would the Jets sell low at this point? What are you getting back? 7th round pick?
Or if they just don't believe in him, why waste the roster spot on him? We'll see. I mean, I just think it's just not going to work here.
Just the fact that they invested a 2nd round pick, I think they would at least bring him to camp and see what he does, put him in competition.
Solid didn't
4th or 5th wide receiver.
Wasn't his draft pick.
Still Douglas's pick.
Yeah, no, it's true. So then you go to the offensive line, and this was probably the most surprising thing because we've been pretty critical of all these guys, and my expectation was disaster. I'm like, no Vera Tucker. You just like, what the hell is going to go on? LDT was out. And dude, they you got to give them all credit, man. Feeney, McDermott, they all stepped it up, man. And it's just like, and that's the one thing we always talked about. These good teams, when we would mock the Jets a little bit, listen, teams all throughout the NFL have injuries on the offensive line, and they still find ways to patch together things and still have a running game and protect the quarterback. The Jets haven't done that. This week they did. So
And isn't that what we were told pretty much all offseason about LaFleur and this offense, that like the wide zone blocking scheme or whatever it is, however they call it, like that's it was supposed to open up holes for the running backs. It didn't matter which offensive linemen were in there, especially at guard. They said, the interior linemen, you can kind of, mix and match guys there. So yeah, it was nice to see them put up 250 plus.
Yeah, I mean, you're running the ball like that. They're all doing good work. And then McDermott with the touchdown, which was awesome. And to see the celebrations for him. And that's the kind of stuff that's so cool too, man. You see like all the camaraderie, the chemistry, like how they're all genuinely happy for each other. It's just nice. It's like refreshing, dude. We don't get many moments like this. That's why it's like for fans to be mad and angry today. I'm like, bro, like there's so many cool moments. Like just be a fan. Like sometimes we're so worried about being an analyst or an expert or I told you so or some fucking Twitter celebrity. Just be a fan and be happy. Like, dude, we won a game. We won 4 games. We doubled our output from last year. We're only supposed to win 4 or 5 games. We've done it. And there were some highlights that you can be proud of. Like, it's cool shit.
Yeah, moments like that. I mean, they definitely build camaraderie, and that's something that we definitely need. And at this point in the year, too, 4 wins, season's almost over. It's nice that we're not, having any, locker room drama. Nobody's pointing fingers at anybody. It's been a long year. There's plenty of blame to go around at everybody, and nobody's really doing that.
Yep. And then the tight end position. I mean, now with the new COVID protocol, I mean, the tight end position is wiped out. Griffin's out. Wesco's out. Yeah, Croft looked good, but now he's out with COVID. So they're basically down to Dan Brown, and that's it. Yeboah is out on COVID. So they only have one guy right now. So they got to figure out what to do there. But again, that's a clear hole for next year they have to address. There's no doubt about it. But yesterday didn't cost them by no means.
I think they're probably just going to go with like a jumbo package, more offensive lineman. I think it was Isaiah Williams who was coming in yesterday as the extra offensive lineman. I think they're probably just going to go with shit like that. Run heavy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that McGovern's out now because now you're going to play 2 big boys. You're playing the Bucks and Bills coming up, and that's like we had our fun yesterday, and I think back to reality this Sunday when you're playing against. But again, the Bucks are without Mike Evans now, Shaq Barrett's out, so we'll see what happens there.
Godwin's out for the year, right?
I think so. So they got a lot of injuries there too. So they got Antonio Brown coming back. So you look at the defensive side of the ball, and then again, like before the game, you're like, no John Franklin Myers. You had no Quinnen Williams. You had no safeties. Like they had Will Parks and Pinnock starting. You're like, dude, how are they even gonna put together a defense? Like you had no idea what to expect here. Like, it could have been a colossal disaster, and they all competed too, man. And we'll start with the defensive line first. But what your thoughts were there. But there were some interesting players in it that deserve a lot of credit for yesterday.
Yeah, and I just think it's interesting that, 2 of your better players, a guy that, everybody wants to resign and Quinnen Williams, pay him top money, and then John Franklin Myers, who just got $15 million. Both those guys are out, and this was one of the better performances that we've seen from the defense. For the most part, we stopped the run. Trevor Lawrence, he made some plays, but we kind of, hunkered down in the red zone. They had some questionable play call in there. I don't know what the hell they were doing on the 1 third down. Yeah, I was going to say 13 seconds left. Take a shot in the end zone. If it's incomplete, you still have another down. So I don't know why they wasted one.
Goes to Brian Schottenheimer.
I think there was one other drive too there. They stalled in the red zone. So Jets too, some play calling that was bad in the red zone. So both sides were pretty bad.
Going into the defensive line, they did the part Nathan Shepard penalty, it's like a weekly ritual. Yeah. CJ Mosley deserves a lot of credit, man. And yesterday, one of the best parts of being at the stadium is you could see a lot of things during commercial breaks. You could see a lot of things on the sideline. You can see interactions, what they do in the huddle. Dude, CJ Mosley gives his heart and soul to this team, dude. And it's not, and again, like other things, he's not always perfect. He makes mistakes. Sometimes it just looks bad for him. Dude, he is fully invested, man. He works so hard to get everybody to play you saw it, dude. You saw it too. Yeah. It's impressive, man.
No, we were talking about it as soon as we got in. I mean, this is a guy that it seems like has fully embraced the role that he's in right now, as far as like actually trying to change the culture here, being one of those leaders, not running from it the way that Jamal Adams did. He realizes, I think, the way the Jets are viewed right now around the league, and he takes that shit personally. And like the way he was talking about Fletcher Cox and what the Eagles were doing, disrespecting them. Like we need more guys like CJ Mosley in that locker room, guys that aren't going to take this shit, guys that are going to pick up their teammates, lift everybody up around them. We don't have enough leaders like him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like he realizes that he's surrounded with 2 safeties behind him, don't know what they're doing. So many young players, so many moving parts, and you said it perfectly. You just nailed it. He's the opposite of Jamal Adams. He's like, you know what? Shit's tough right now. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna take my game to another level. And that may not be tackling. That may be just his leadership, being a mentor, picking guys up when they fall down, when they make a big mistake. I watched a couple times yesterday when he made mistakes. He's on the sideline, dude. He's literally talking to guys. Hey, man, this is it. You can see him like, listen, live for another day. There's always another play. You're gonna be fine. Like, I was really impressed, man. And like a lot of people was like, oh, will we trade him? Will this and that? He'll be back next year unless he asks for a trade. And you know what? If you surround him with other, like say another good linebacker, or have Carl Lawson there, he still could be. He still plays at a high level, man. He's an impressive dude, man. He really is.
And I think it's clear he's not 100% too. I mean,
Yeah.
there have been plenty of plays this year we see him kind of limping around. I think he was questionable coming into this game anyway. So I think he's definitely not at 100% at this point in the year, especially having 2 years off and, just battling through the grind of a full season.
So now, to me, one of the highlights of yesterday was the play of the young secondary. And we've been giving these guys credit pretty much the entire year, and they deserve it. Starting with Bryce Hall, you got Michael Carter, you got Javelin Guidry, you got Eccles had a rough day yesterday, but dude, they all play their asses off, and they're physical. They all buy in. They play for one another. They rally around one another. So the young corners play well. And then you had 2 safeties that haven't even played there. Like Parks, they signed on Wednesday or Thursday to come in, and Pinnock was just learning in practice how to play safety. And they both played very good. Like even Brian Baldinger called them out and gave him credit. We're like, these young corners, and it makes it interesting because you're like, you see them playing like this. This is your first year in the defense, and a lot of them, this is their first time playing the NFL or understanding what the hell is even going on. That, you know what, it's like going into next year, you may not have to make a big splash and go get a high-priced corner. You can almost feel comfortable. You can sign a guy, but you don't have to go find some like $15, $16 million a year guy.
And that's one of the luxuries that you might have. The fact that this group is competed like that. You've got so many other holes elsewhere. You still want to surround Wilson with as much talent as possible. You still want to address your pass rush. You could be able to do all those things and feel confident that if you have a better pass rush, these young corners are only going to get even better. You factor that in, plus the experience factor, another year in the defense. These guys are giving you a lot to be excited about.
And that's how games like yesterday, winning and all competing, help them, man. It's like they're fighting their asses off. They're trying to figure it out, and they won the game. So now they get some payback for it. Like, listen, man, you put the work in. Here's your payback. And it's just – and Bryce Hall's a player, man. It sucks that he got he has on a list now, but he's coming on, man. He's really taking his game to another level.
The only part that I hate is that, like, when you play like shit for, pretty much 14 weeks, I hope there's not this feeling of like, all right, now we've arrived. If they win like one game in these last 3, that's what I'm saying. Like from yesterday, I mean, obviously yesterday you're going to feel good in the moment, enjoy the win. Now, like if you fucking give up 40 points to the Bucks and another 40 to the Bills, what does it mean? You got to actually finish the year strong, I think.
But you got to compete. Something. Like, listen, you're going to be huge underdogs to both these teams coming up. I mean, I love knock the Bills out of playoffs. I'm not going to lie about that. But listen, you're playing the Buccaneers, probably one of the best teams in football. I mean, you're going to give up points. They're going to do their thing. Just compete and do the best you can. And we understand it. Like, dude, when we do a preview video, I'm like, listen, they're probably going to lose this game by 20 points. That's it. That's the expectation. But you want to see them give a top-notch effort, come out prepared, execute your game plan the best to your ability with the talent that you have, and go for it. So the defense, a lot of young guys to be encouraged by as of today. Like the NFL right now, especially this year's NFL, you're only as good as your last performance because this league changes on a dime, dude. Like what you have today, you may not have tomorrow, and like the whole format changes significantly in a week, dude. So for today, you enjoy it. You see a lot of young players in defense you can be encouraged by, and special teams. Braxton Berrios is
he scored. I missed it.
Right in front of me, dude. I have pictures. He's all waving to us and shit. I'm like, what's up, man? But
he's getting your ass a beer.
So he was doing his F the Pro Bowl tour because he is just coming on to a whole nother level, man. Where I think he had 5 catches yesterday. Super explosive on special teams. Definitely a guy that rallies a team. It's becoming a leader, and that just screams, "Give me a contract." It's just
so. What are you paying him?
That's a good question because he reminds me a lot of Andre Roberts when the Jets had him with the Pro Bowl season, and we were all like, "You can't give him $6 million a year. You can't give him that."
Big. I mean, Andre Roberts was 32 years old when that happened. I mean, Berrios, he's like 25, 26 right now. He's young.
But I mean, he reminds me of him though in terms of his ability to change Andre Roberts was dangerous as shit in his returns, dude, and he was like his role as a receiver was kind of limited. Berrios is probably more of a receiver than he was. But what do you give him, dude? Like, do you give him $6 million a year, $7 million a year?
If he wants 3 years, $24 million, you doing that?
Oof. Man. Guess you could, right? Well, the cap's going to go up. I mean, you got to figure, too, look at all the guys they could be losing, too. You're going to probably lose Crowder. You're going to lose Cole. You could lose Mims. You're going to need receivers. And he's definitely got some kind of rapport with Zach. So I heard that on TV. I mean, that's
one of the benefits also, like the fact that they spent most of the year experimenting and putting Elijah Moore on the outside a lot, even though he played the slot in college. Berrios, I mean, he does pretty well in the slot, so you can kind of slide him in there if you need to, if you think he's worthy of it.
He could be. Yeah, this is a good point in the chat. He could be like a Cole Beasley kind of player. He could be, man. He's quite versatile. Listen, if you want to pay him, pay him. I mean, I kind of like that 6 million. 6 million. He's more than just he's more than a kick returner, man. We're looking at him as a kick returner and a receiver that can actually contribute. And then you have our kicker, man, who was actually signing autographs after the game, Pinero. Him and Morgan Moses, and Michael Carter. But he's been clutch, life. Dude.
Hell yeah.
And he's a good story too. It's just he loves being here. He appreciates the opportunity to play. So
shit, your boy just threw a pick six.
Oh, come on, Book.
That was bad.
The Saints are without how many players tonight? I mean, a gazillion.
Yeah.
So, but Pinero, it's a good story too, man. Let him keep kicking and see what happens. So overall, it's a good win, man. Like, I'm happy about it. I'm excited. It's cool to see some positivity on the Jets. And it's cool to see the positivity on the Jets because they're the complete opposite of the Giants, who are a complete dumpster fire. They are a complete train wreck. So,
I'm just gonna say again what I said before. If they finish these last 2 weeks playing like absolute dog shit, this win means absolutely nothing. And I think we would have some level of regret, like we've had in past years, where we were picking third overall and we got Quinnen instead of picking second because of a meaningless win where we didn't get Bosa. So I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I think we have so many other holes where Douglas has a lot of flexibility. We got 2 picks. We could trade down. We could address the offensive line. Like, there's a number of things they could do, but you hope that the win actually does mean something. Like, for the young guys, for the culture, you hope that this is actually sustained, that they can build off it and not, win today and then you go backwards for 2 weeks. And you also lose out on the pick.
If this helps Zach Wilson take his game to a different level and improve it all, it's worth it. If this helps these young players, if 3 or 4 of these young players use this game as a stepping stone and move forward, the win was worth it. Like, it's, and I understand the whole, you got to get this guy in the draft. I get all that, but man, if you see how they played and the result of it was, if they won like a complete dumpster, like a shit fest where it was like fumbles, interceptions, it was sloppy. Zach played terribly. You're like, oh, this is terrible. Dude, they ran for 273 yards. Zach had the longest touchdown in the history of the Jets. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that happen, man. So it's like, how could you be mad about it?
The longest run in the history of the Jets? No way.
For a quarterback,
isn't it? For a quarterback.
For a quarterback, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say,
and the 273 was the highest for the NFL this year, wasn't it? The highest total rushing yards,
or at least for this week, it was.
Yeah,
I thought we've given up more than 270 in a game. Didn't the Colts run for like 300 yards on us?
It was like 250 something, wasn't it?
Oh, you might be right.
So, but overall, like, I'm happy. So if you're a miserable fan that's pissed off today, then probably not the show for you to watch because we're both we're probably both pretty happy about this,
especially being there too. Like, you can't be it's very hard to be at the game and just rooting against like a win. Especially with the new regime, players that you hope are going to be here, young guys, you want them to experience that. So we'll answer some of your questions in the chat. The 2 touchdown celebrations show that this team has not given up on the season. They haven't given up on each other, dude. Like, they really genuinely seem like to fight for each other, and they seem pretty close, especially the young guys. Like, I'm telling you, I'm a big Michael Carter fan, man. I really am. Like, there's one player I was gonna buy a jersey from. It's gonna be him. I'm telling you. I just don't want to jinx it and just. And again, like we've seen it the other way too. Like, the 1 year in 2016 with Sheldon and Marshall and the fighting in the locker room. Like, we've seen it go the other way when shit goes wrong. And credit to Saleh and Middleton, LaFleur, even Wilson, all these young guys. Like, they've held it together so far this year.
We've had several questions about the stadium, and where is it here? The stadium was, dude, there wasn't a lot of people there. Upper level was empty. Mezzanine was kind of half full, but there's a lot of people there. It was a nice day, and they were loud, man.
The lower level was pretty loud. The people that were there, people
were into it, man. They were definitely having a good time for it. There was some questions about what you cooked at the tailgate.
I did some mini burgers, and unfortunately, I only had long rolls. So Steve was very critical of the fact that there was too much bread compared to the meat ratio.
Funny as hell.
Yeah, I'll try to fix that for next time. Last minute shopping, that's my bad.
We both got caught off guard.
It was Christmas the night before, so I had to get up early the day of the game and try to hit ShopRite at 6:30, and then I overslept. So
yeah, I forgot about the whole Christmas thing and stores being closed. I'm like, I go buy beer. I'm like, oh, so we drank all kinds of like Fugazi beers and seltzers and all kinds of weird shit yesterday. So we survived. We figured it out. Happy Victory Monday. Not too many of these, but we needed to get a win over draft position. A win's a win, man. I'm just excited about it. I'll deal with the draft in April, May. Well, it's not really time for it. Let's see. Thoughts on Trevor Lawrence? I think the Jaguars are a mess, man. They are a mess. I mean, they have no coach. They have a lot of guys hurt. They're lacking playmakers. I mean, I think he's got talent. He'll be all right, but he need a lot of help there, man.
And,
Well, I don't know what you think.
you were saying it a lot during the game that he was just staring down a lot of his receivers.
He
too,
was, dude.
holding onto the ball a little bit and just staring at guys. So he's got a lot of work to do.
Yep.
I'm still not going to compare them though. Like we didn't want to compare them before. When Mac Jones is having good games, like we don't want to compare any of these guys. So I'm not going to do it after the game. I think everybody's in a different situation right now. He already had his coach fired. You got Trey Lance, who's been sitting all year. Like every single one of these quarterbacks is just in such a different situation right now.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, it's hard to judge, and they have so much going on, especially with the coaching staff being overhauled. I mean, we know Brian Schottenheimer is just for being in the Jets and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm miserable because you guys didn't lead the legend to captain the show while you were gone. Had to watch the game alone. Sorry, man. We apologize. I miss streaming. I tell you that much. But
I wonder how many views we would have got if we just did a live stream. We just put legend, like didn't say a word. Just let him kind of do his stuff. Yeah,
like get his insight. So
probably do better than us.
Yeah, there was a lot of things about Trevor Lawrence that was it was rough to watch, man. But his time management, game management. There was probably 3 or 4 throws that I was just watching it. He was literally staring at his first read. That was it. Yeah. Literally just staring. I'm like, all right, you know what? He's young too. And he's got a lot to learn. I mean, it's
a few throws too. It looked like he almost had that Sam Darnold hitch where he kind of winds up a little bit, takes him a little bit longer to get rid of it. Whereas like Zach, he can kind of do that short arm, get rid of it quick. So.
Yeah, and the perfect weekend as the Seahawks and Panthers both lost, along with the Patriots.
Yep.
But the Seahawks and Panthers, that play by Nick Foles, man, was for the Bears was legit, man. That was wild. The 2-point conversion. So, and not Sam Darnold, but the Panthers as a whole, they lost. And you have Robbie Anderson celebrating down 32-6, jackass. I don't miss that at all for sure.
You're ridiculous.
Matt Rule's in the hot seat though, because I have a friend of mine's a Panthers fan. He's like, there's a big thing about how they were booing Sam Darnold. He's like, they weren't booing Sam Darnold, they were booing Matt Rule. Like they're getting tired of his nonsense of how he's handling the quarterbacks, how he handles the offense. I'm like, Joe Brady's got rid of him. He's the only,
Where are all those fans that were talking shit to us when we were leaving the stadium? Carolina.
Oh man,
good times.
Yeah.
Saints getting worked right now. Shit.
They have a lot of guys out, man. They have a lot of guys out. But Matt Rule's definitely in the hot seat there. Let's see. Can you imagine? Oh shit, I missed it. Hold on, Vin, I got your comment right here. Can you imagine if Zach made the same mistakes that Trevor made? The New York media would have destroyed him, but Trevor won't get killed. So the Jags only have 7 fans. There's definitely a different standard, man. The New York market, this is what you sign up for coming to play here. The impatient fan base, a media group that's looking to pound on every bad step you make. And if that was the case, they would have got roasted. But Zach's played well for a couple games now. It hasn't been like a full. I mean, yesterday's probably more complete than the other games were, but you're definitely seeing progress, man. That's all you can ask for. Like when the media is actually creating like good stats for you, the Jets played all right considering all the conditions. So it's cool.
The media situation just comes with the territory. It is what it is. And until the Jets actually turn this around and start winning some games, they're going to be critical of every single quarterback that comes in here until they actually start to show some progress.
Man, they heard from sneakers to boots. It was good to see Zach be the reason we won. He did, man. Oh, yeah. And it's good to see the players rallying around him, man. Like for a while there, you saw he was getting hit. His head's down. His body language is kind of down. Offensive linemen don't kind of gravitate to him. When you play like this and you do things like this, you start to get guys to buy in. You start getting that respect. You start growing in leadership a little bit now.
Especially when you start bailing other guys out. Like early in the year, it was a little bit more lopsided where like the offensive line was having some miscommunications and Wilson was just holding on to it and getting killed. Now, like he's actually starting to, do some improv, run around a little bit, save some other guys. So you build that trust that way.
Now we're taking shots at Notre Dame quarterbacks. Not going to go down that path tonight.
I'm always here.
Tyson on prime time. Michael Carter or Berrios jersey going to get one next season. Well,
it's got to be Carter until you find out that Berrios signs his contract.
Yep. I'd say Carter for sure. Yeah, you don't buy it now. You got to see what players come back next year for sure. But dude, Carter is just a good dude, man. Let's see. What else do you guys got for us tonight? Just show competitive last 2 games. Be a good way to finish out. It's not gonna be no easy task, man. It's gonna be no easy task at all, especially with the Buccaneers. Both these teams have something to play for. They're playing for playoff seeding. I would love nothing more. And I know we have Bills fans that watch our show and join us. I would love nothing more to bounce them out of the playoffs. It'd be awesome.
I'd much rather beat the Bucs and Brady.
No, what? I'd rather knock the Bills out of playoffs.
I'd much rather go next week and watch the Jets fucking knock around Brady for 4 quarters and beat the Bills. 1,000%. I don't care about the Bills. Let the Bills win the division over the Patriots.
They're a division rival.
Who would you rather see the division winner?
That's true. I guess
the Bills or the
beat them.
Patriots?
Yeah, I just think it'd be fun to knock the Bills out. I have a good friend of mine that's been lighting my fun up all day today. We beat the Patriots. Here we go, Bills Mafia. I'm like, all right, dude, I
Good.
got you.
Yeah, let them win the division, not the Patriots.
Should we all apologize to LaFleur? I don't think we have anything to apologize for. We questioned him because the offense was terrible while he was on the field. He went up in the booth and things changed significantly. So apologize for what? They weren't playing well.
Well, one, since he went up in the booth, and then once, we had Mike White and Flack, like once we started seeing all the other quarterbacks come in and run the offense well, I was like, all right, now it's just a matter of time before Wilson learns how to be able to do things that way. And we were seeing that it wasn't really so much the system. It was, the quarterback, and sometimes it was the offensive line having miscommunications, but it never really felt like it was the system beyond the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yep. So we got here. Yeah, I mean, the other thing too at LaFleur is they had a staff as a team, as players. They all had to grow and figure things out, man. They're all learning on the fly, and they kind of figured a lot of things out. So I'm not really apologizing to anybody. McDermott has more touchdowns than Mims.
Poor Mims.
Poor Mims, dude. How in the hell were the Jets favored against the Jaguars with half of the team out? It just shows you how bad the Jaguars are. We will take it, though. Great win. A win's a win, man. I mean, I'll take anything you can give me at this point.
It's our special teams.
It's like that, Tyson. Come on, man. I thought we were cool at least until you guys were good, too. Dude, John, we're cool. But you also got to remember, listen, I respect Bills fans. I like Bills fans. I've also been to your stadium and watched you knock my team out of the playoffs in 2015. Don't think I forgot about that. When I had to drive home in a 6-hour snowstorm. I'm still bitter. So if we could return the favor, it wouldn't really bother me too much.
Don't hold that against the Bill fans.
It's just, I'm even going on their show. There's a week from Wednesday. I'm going on a Bills podcast again to hang out and talk. I like the Bills, but it'd be fun to knock them out and have some shit talking. We haven't had a team to talk shit about in forever. Do we never have any kind of paybacks?
Because we suck. Who are we going to pay back?
Let Brady put 50 on us. I don't care. He's on it. It's just, who cares?
You'd really rather beat the Bills than just beat around Tom Brady for 4 quarters, especially at home.
You want to beat the Bucs? Beat the Bucs. Winning either game make me happy. It'd be great to beat a good team.
You can only win one. Which one would you rather?
But is it? Well, listen. Does it knock the team out of the playoffs?
Yes, we win. We knock the Bills out of the playoffs.
That means the Patriots are going to still be there, though.
Yes, Patriots
win. That does suck, though. I got to think about that one.
Yeah, rethink that.
It's still fun to knock somebody out, though. Kind of paybacks for that fucking Bills disaster.
Yeah, so then they'll be motivated to beat us twice next year.
So what? They motivated every year. It's a division game.
It's true.
Balls is going to Buffalo. There you go, man. Dress warm, man. It is next level cold up there, man. Especially this time of year. I've never been so freaking cold in my life. It was freezing up there. Let's see what we got here. What was better, 1990 division game against Jacksonville or yesterday? Yeah, we'll go with the playoff victory over Jacksonville then yesterday.
Yesterday was pretty close. No,
shout out to the Jaguars. Actually had some fans there yesterday, which was remarkable. I was surprised by that.
Steve made a few Jaguar fans with his shot at the end.
It's unbelievable, man. Oh my goodness, what a joke!
That was clutch.
Jets have beaten 2 teams that are division leaders and 2 teams ahead of us in the draft order. It's a wild and wacky year, man. Definitely a weird year. It's interesting to see. What, you got into a fight with a Jags fan? What is there to possibly to get in a fight with a Jags fan? What are you to fight about? We both suck.
My money's on the Jags fan.
Yeah, I did get heckled by a Jags fan. I also got the last laugh too, though, so I'm not too worried about it. That was Primetime's plan to try to shake me. It didn't work, though.
What do you mean?
I know you worked, man. You were rooting against me. You were rooting hard against me. I know how you roll.
No, I was impressed that Steve made it a game.
You and me both, dude. I was shocked. So let's see. Tyson, I'm a Bills fan that frequents your show, but I totally get it. We're still division rivals, but nothing but love for you guys. No, we appreciate it, man. Bills fans have been, especially over the last year and a half with this show, Bills fans have been super supportive of us, man. They've always been cool. We interact. We go back and forth. Always respectful. I have a really good friend of mine's a Bills fan, and I have nothing but respect because they've had the same kind of history of us, of like disappointments, heartbreak, and it's cool to see that they turned around. I like Josh Allen. I like Stephon Diggs. So, it's cool.
Oh, they've experienced almost exactly what we've experienced over the past 2 decades. I mean,
it's Victory Monday for sure. That is great.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Tomorrow night shows me quite interesting to see who's like happy, who's negative. It's gonna be a disaster, I think, but we'll see.
I think Jake's upset.
Is he? Jake's
Probably.
upset?
Probably.
Let him come on tomorrow, dude. He could bring on his nonsense too. I can give a rat's ass. It just can't. I got heckled by Rachel for turning up too much yesterday. Nick, nothing wrong with that, man. You got to celebrate the victories. We don't get many.
Oh yeah.
So, did Legend hit your cachet of Trulies? Yep, my fridge is empty. I am wiped out of everything. We wiped out all our supplies yesterday. Nothing left. So
mine are just about done. I got one left, and my fireball's gone.
Yeah, the fireball's definitely gone. No, I don't have a feud with Jake. I just think sometimes the negativity and the same old, gotta lose, gotta do this, everything sucks, gets old after a while. So I don't know. If he wants to bring that on tomorrow, I'm here for it.
I still understand the people that were rooting for losses yesterday, though.
Let's see. In the touchdown video, who is that yelled, "What are you doing?" It kept saying, "Was that McDermott?" That was me. Because Zach was rolling back, and I was like, "What the hell is he doing?" Like,
I knew the whole time what my quarterback was doing. He was just giving
your quarterback,
McDermott
your
time
quarterback
to get open. He was
Zach Wilson is so far from not your quarterback. He's definitely not your quarterback.
That's my guy.
No,
that's my guy.
No, there's no. I cannot wait.
The chat knows that's always been my guy.
I cannot wait for we have like a big Let's Talk Jets go to a game day, and we can all sit together and everybody can watch primetime as he criticizes the quarterback. There is no way in living hell that primetime is. He will find every way to find fault with Wilson, and I know it. I've seen it firsthand. He's not your quarterback. It's cool.
What do you mean? I was sitting there. I was sitting there patient on fourth down, watching him do his thing. You were panicked. What is he doing? I was like, no, I trust my guy's got this.
How many times we've seen him make mistakes there? So I was, what are you doing? That was great. He bailed it out.
I trusted him. You didn't.
You trusted him your ass. You're such a fraud. Come on, man. That's some straight bullshit. Really impressed with Michael Carter. He's able to run behind a not so great offensive line. He can carry tacklers. He fights for every yard, man. He is definitely. If you look at Joe Douglas's draft class, man, this class here has got some. He definitely got some talent this year, and it helps. It definitely helps. A lot of building blocks. If you can get them all healthy and on the field, be nice. Get more.
I mean, you had what, like 5 starters that were on the field yesterday between the guys in the secondary, and then you still had Vera Tucker out. You still had Moore out. So I mean, this class is looking a lot different from the first one.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Real Jeff fans are tired of losing for draft picks. I mean, I get the whole premise of it, man. I'm just gonna enjoy the win. Like, I'm not even. I just can't even. I don't even the energy for it.
My premise is the same as it's been all year. Root however you want. If you enjoy rooting for draft picks, root for draft picks. If you enjoy the wins, enjoy the wins. Like, if you're watching this team, you're a real fan, regardless. So.
Yep. Especially as bad as this thing is.
Seriously.
Let's see. We got. Saquon should take notes from Michael Carter. Well, Saquon's got to get healthy, man. The Giants are a mess, man. They got more questions than answers. I don't know what they're doing. And I think the idea of firing the general manager and keeping the coach and the quarterback is just stupid. It's just, you're delaying the inevitable. Never going to work. But
I think it's smart, at least for the GM.
Well, for him, you're buying a year. You're buying a year to watch shit and then clean everybody out. But
exactly. Same way Douglas did it.
In terms of the Giants, if you're going to blow it up, blow it all up. Don't take half measures. Just clean house. It's just, I think he should be fired. I think Joe Judge should be fired. He's terrible. Got to give credit to Fant breaking up the would-be interception. Yeah, I mean, they all like each player at some point yesterday contributed, made a big play that all contributed to the victory. They all just kept fighting, finding ways through it, bailing each other out, rallying around. It was like a complimentary. Like, usually it's like one thing does the most. They all contribute at some point.
And I like that fans pretty much put an end to the discussion about him coming back next year. I think it's pretty much a given at this point.
I want to send Tyson Primetime to the viewers. I really appreciate all the feedback and really enjoy watching your Jet Chat and your mental awareness videos. Very much appreciated. Hey,
appreciate
man, thank you.
Man. Thank you, dude.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys watching all our stuff, man, and interacting and leaving comments and going back and forth. This helps us too, man. There's many times I just sitting there, I'm like, "Woo, this is bad," and you guys change the mood or get us going again. So it's good,
especially during the holidays.
Yeah, man, absolutely. What's this one about Crowder?
Oof, Giuseppe just got flipped. Oof.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't think Tua is a good quarterback either, but what do I know? Here's one. My biggest problem is that it would be nice if we beat the Bucks or Bills, but what do we get for being the Jags? It's not a super impressive win. A win's a win, dude. We don't get many of them. We've only had going into yesterday. We've only had 3. Now we have 4. Like it's just fuck. They don't happen very often. Let's enjoy them. Now you want style points?
I get that side of it. I mean, is the difference at the end of the year from 4 wins to 3 wins? I mean, is that worth it? I mean, missing out on potentially a game-changing pass rusher, is it worth it?
As a fan, what do you root for every Sunday?
You root for wins.
What'd you get yesterday?
A win.
Like, dude. Sometimes I'm telling you, dude. Sometimes I just want to be a fan.
Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. But like, if half the guys on defense suddenly aren't there next year, did that stop at the end really do anything for the culture?
Right, but also it's not like if you don't get Hutchinson, fold the franchise, we have no chance of surviving. Everything is dead. No, you still have 2 top 10 draft picks. You have a shitload of cap space. You have all kinds of resources.
At the same time, how long have we been saying, "Oh, next year, this year, we'll get a pass rusher," and it's never happened.
Got one, Carl Lawson.
Where's he at?
Bro, sometimes I just want to be a fan, man. As a fan, I like to watch my team win. They won, and I enjoy it. Like, I don't need to be the fucking draft guy today.
I agree with you. I was there rooting with you yesterday. I'm just saying, for the fans that were still rooting for the draft pick, I get that side of it.
But it's still like the style of points of the win. I mean, I don't give a fuck about style points. They won. Zach did good things. You saw really good things. Like that's enough for me. Yeah. I'm not worried about style points till next year.
It's like with the style point, like, doesn't it change though if like 2 minutes left, Zach Wilson has the ball in his hands? No question. You know, if he's got a chance to win the game there, yeah, come back, win, final 2 minutes. Yep. That boosts his confidence. Everybody's rooting for a win there. When it's the defense on the field with the Jaguars at the 1 yard line, does them getting in the end zone, what does that really change? Whether they get in or not? Like, does that really change things going forward? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean it's. I'm just happy, dude. Like it's like a reprieve. Like, all right, they won. To me,
I'll be happy when it actually translates to like long-term success. Like if they build off the next 2 weeks and then rolls over into next year, then we can look back and maybe say, that day at MetLife against the Jaguars, that's when shit started to turn around a little bit.
Yeah, there's no guarantees in anything, man. Like, look how many guys we've drafted that were supposedly slam dunks, best player in the draft, best this, best that. Yep. I mean, Denzel Mims, remember him?
Yep.
The biggest steal, all this other shit. There's no guarantees on nothing. So I'm just gonna be a fan today and enjoy it, and you guys can just be mad at me. For the first time since 1969, New York Jets are better run than the New York Giants. As bad as we are, we'll still make changes to get better, while the Giants sink deeper. No arguments here, man. The Jets seem like they have like a direction. They have some leadership. They have a course of action they could take to get better. Where the Giants are going in the complete opposite direction. They're a mess.
And Vin, you better come on tomorrow night. We haven't seen you since the door fiasco.
Yeah, that's
make
right.
Sure you're all right.
Yep. Let's see. If you look at the stats, Zach Wilson's having the same rookie season as Josh. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Josh Allen comparisons tonight. I'm not doing it. Don't care. I don't care what his stats match. Let's let Zach Wilson just be himself, dude. Let him grow at his own pace, at his own rate, using his own skill set, and be his own player. Don't care. I can't do it, man. So let's see. Here's one. Carter's a strong back. He should get 20 carries a game. That would protect your quarterback and let your offensive line pound on people. I don't hate that idea.
Like I said before, I'd still love that, like that big bruiser, like even like a Lamont Jordan type, like somebody that can come in the fourth quarter that could just fuck, like after Carter wears him down for 3 quarters, then you bring in that guy that really fucking like wears him out.
Yep. There are more than 2 defensive ends in the draft. Top picks aren't always the best in the NFL. You never know. No, you never know too. If there's something that people talked about, if you're number 4 pick in the draft, you could trade back and get more picks and do there's so many different things you can do. That's why I'm just not consumed with it right now. Next comment: wins equal helping young players realize what works and what doesn't in the trial and error of a year for growth. Well said. That's kind of what you're hoping for. And it's just that their hard work is paying off. Like you could see, they're putting in the film study, they're putting in the work, and then Bryce Hall, is doing much better. That's going to give more confidence to play better week by week. So
same time, like I said, I hope it's not internalized as like we arrived, we made it, we accomplished everything that we needed to. No, like especially on defense where you've played like shit for the most part for 14 weeks. So, like if you play well these next few weeks, it's got to translate into the offseason, into next year, and players got to keep progressing. So
just remember TJ Watt was drafted number 30. I mean, there's a lot of examples of players drafted way down the line, players the Jets have passed on and didn't draft themselves that turned out to be very good players. So, fair point. Prime time, you get long-term success by having quality players in depth, something we're lacking badly. We're on the rise, but time, my friend, is needed. No arguments here.
Agree with that.
I mean, I think we all kind of agree this was kind of like the early part of your rebuild. This was, the next year is going to be like your year 1.5 of the rebuild.
Well, I think a lot of us were hopeful that with the money we had, that if we made the right free agent acquisitions and if the draft was good, which it was, that they'd be able to be competitive this year. And maybe next year would be, the year where, maybe we're knocking on the door for a playoff spot. Now I feel like, you had so many injuries this year. You missed out on, a lot of guys playing a lot of time. So now it's like next year you have all those picks, top, 4 picks, top 40. That's going to be their year to kind of learn. You hope you're competitive next year. Then you have this class and next year's with, 2 years of experience going into 2023. That's probably the year where you're maybe looking.
Yeah, I mean, you already have 2 huge questions going into next year. 2 enormous questions. Huge.
A lot more than that.
But I'm saying in terms of just your talent and the price and position they play, what is Mekhi Becton? Is he going to become back fully healthy? And where is he going to play? Left tackle or right tackle? And Carl Lawson, when he comes back, what are you going to get from him? Is he going to be like the same kind of player, still explosive? That's 2 prominent players with 2 major questions. That's already going into the season that, you got to keep an eye on. So are you guys head to Buffalo in 2 weeks? Absolutely not. Never again. I'm good. Would you guys say that Michael Carter is a Curtis Martin type of player? That's a Hall of Famer, dude.
I feel like, the younger Curtis Martin had a lot more athleticism, but towards the end of his career, he was much more patient, and the Jets had the offensive line that was just, great on those sweeps and, the off tackle stuff. Kevin Mawai pulling to the outside. I think that helped him a lot. Like the O-line plus his running style, I think was a perfect mesh. Whereas Carter, I think right now he can make guys miss a little bit better.
Yeah. Curtis Martin was a next level running back, man. He's just one of the all-time greats. This is a good point too, where it's you need 2 more solid drafts, being upper tier team. I mean, that's where you get all your depth at, man. That's where you have all these contributors. When a guy goes down, next man up, and you have guys that you can be in your system. So you're probably right though. You're probably 2 years away. What if we make the playoffs next year? Cool.
Be amazing.
That'd be great. Be very happy about that. Are we going to the Tampa game?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
Don't know yet.
I kind of want to stream that one because I think the stream would be a lot of fun.
Could do that.
But then, because I just have a feeling, dude. In my heart, I just don't think the Jets are gonna be competitive on Sunday. I just don't want to sit through a blowout loss surrounded by Buccaneers fans. There's gonna be a lot of them there too because they travel. So it'd be more fun to stream.
Is anybody else actually going to the game?
Who else? Yeah, are you guys? Anybody from here going?
I was gonna say if a bunch of people are going, I'd feel more motivated to maybe go out there. But if nobody's gonna be there.
Yeah, if anybody's going, that would be. Let us know. Please stream. I would like to. I missed the stream. It's always it's a lot of fun. Let's see what we got here. Come on, Michael. What kind of question is this? Who won the beer pong game? Was there ever a doubt?
I think there was a lot.
Come on, Michael. Cream rises to the top. Remember that. Always. Can you answer my super chat? Shit, did I miss one? You see it? I don't even see it.
I'll go back and check. I didn't see anything.
All right, here. This is a good deep edge class. You guys could get someone who's an elite athlete, at least with your 2nd round pick. That's how good it is. That's good news, man. Listen, the Jets, they need an upgrade in talent, man. They need explosive playmakers. So if they can get one in the 2nd round, great. I mean, there's a notion that with Carl Lawson coming back, you can move John Franklin Myers inside. You have him and Quinn Williams there. People like Bryce Huff a lot. So there's a lot of different things you can do there.
I think that's where a lot of people were hopeful that, if you got one of the top 2 pass rushers with your first pick, then maybe you're looking at what's the center out of Iowa with the other 1st round pick. And then you can go like tight end and receiver round 2, something like that. But yeah, I mean, if it's a deep class as far as edge goes and, you want to trade down, address it later, you got plenty of holes. So I think Douglas, he's got some maneuverability there.
Tyson, you seem to really struggle to defeat caller Steven Beer Pong. I didn't struggle at all. It's just a process, man. Took a little longer than expected, but when the going got tough, game over.
I struggled watching that.
It didn't make me sweat, man. If you notice, I stayed composed the entire time. There's not an ounce of fear.
Yeah.
Primetime brought in hecklers.
Wait, did you go back and watch it when Steve made that shot? The look on your face, you thought you were done. There was clearly some look of
I
doubt.
always
No.
believe. I never doubt myself.
No.
No, it was fine. I mean, it was, it wasn't regulation table, a lot of wind, hecklers.
Yeah,
I
so
wasn't
it should have taken like 4 or 5 minutes.
I wasn't actually drinking beer. I was drinking some random ass seltzers. He's drinking soda, which threw me off because I never saw beer pong with soda before. It's kind
liquid. Shouldn't affect you.
So I haven't played in like 7 months. So man, everybody's a critic. But I guarantee you, everybody wants to criticize here. Whenever you want to come to play a game, I'll challenge anybody. So Cassandra, if you ever want to come to Jersey, I'll whoop your ass too. I don't care. We'll just do this.
I don't think anybody's too nervous if they watch the video.
Yeah, wind and heckling. Yeah, there's all kinds of adversity I had to spend. So we got Jets need starting talent and depth. Injuries, fact of life. Getting tired of injuries being excuse for poor team. Well, they didn't make excuses yesterday. They overcame a lot. I mean, you got to give credit to like Dan Feeney too, man. Like all these guys stepped up. But now this week a little bit.
Gives you a little more confidence in the coaching staff too. The depth guys at the end of the year, after having 15 weeks to kind of study the playbook and everything, if they're able to come in and you don't really skip a beat and you're actually playing better, gives you confidence that they're actually learning something.
You guys got me drinking Trulies. What kind are you drinking, man? Because I've tried almost every one of them. I like the lemonades the most.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can't really. So now, wait, hold on. So this is the equivalent of not watching the game and calling in. This is the exact equivalent, isn't it? Prime time. I never played beer pong before, but I don't think it'd be that bad. So you're gonna criticize me, but you never played before. That's like the core that does that. Oh, I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights.
That's a bad take.
Rookie move, man. Rookie move. Glad the Saints are losing tonight now. No, it was close, Joe. It was definitely close. The game was closer than I anticipated. But in my years of training, I knew how to just dig down deep and just bury him. So it was fine. Can you imagine?
Once it went to overtime, I knew it was over. I was like, that's where you're going to step up. But prior to that, I was.
Can you imagine his shotgun, dude? His shotgun's going to be a disaster. It's going to be an absolute mess.
No, he's going to crush it.
He's not going to crush, dude. You probably won't have to make a hole in the can. Can you imagine what he's going to spill? He's going to spill so much. Is he going to shotgun a soda or a beer? What is he going to shotgun?
It's got to be a beer, right?
Can you imagine he shotguns a soda?
Nah,
I'd probably throw up.
Nah, it's not allowed.
That'd be disgusting.
It's not allowed on this stream.
Let's see. We got here some good ones. Who was the last decent rusher we drafted? Jordan
Jenkins. Jordan Jenkins.
Oh, he was pretty good.
Like a decent guy.
George Jacobs wasn't bad.
Yeah. Ellis and Abraham were like
they're like the
next tier.
Because the other pass rushers that were pretty good were all guys that we picked up along the way. Like, because you had Babin, you had
Mabin, Jason Taylor.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good question, actually. It's been a long time, man. This is a good question here too. Who will play center with McGovern out? It's gonna be Feeney, isn't it?
Feeney probably. Yeah.
Yeah. He finished the game yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's see. Tyson, I had Steve too. There was no win when you played me in prime time. Listen, man. Everybody's a critic these days.
The win wasn't that bad yesterday.
And this is my quote. I'll make the shirt if you want prime time. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Is that our next one?
Oh, man. Let's go. Oh, we got a Quentin Copels mention. That was Rex Ryan's guy. Rex Ryan loved him.
Yep.
So, yeah, Dan Feeney's going to get tested this week, though, against that Buccaneers defense that's going to come after. They're just going to attack at every level. Shaq Barrett out helps, though. So we'll see.
Ground and pound.
Yeah. Any other questions you guys have? Updated Super Bowl predictions. That's a good question. A lot of changes.
I don't know who's taking out the Chiefs in the AFC right now.
I have an answer to.
Defense is playing.
The way to beat the Chiefs is you got to run the football, and there's two teams that can do that: the Titans, if they get Derrick Henry back, and the Colts. The Colts are impressive, dude, and they're finding ways to do things. They were out with a lot of players, man, and they still find I like the Colts. I really do. I like Frank Reich. I like the way they play football, ground the pound. Carson Wentz is probably better than people realize.
Top to bottom, one of the best coach teams in football. The Colts,
yeah, and they're physical as shit too. So in terms of, obviously the Chiefs have the best record in the AFC right now, but I think there's, the Bills are playing good. There's probably a couple teams that can go to Kansas City and beat them. I think what the Bills' problem is they can't run the ball consistently. It's all Josh Allen. So how does that fare in cold weather and nasty weather?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going
The
Chiefs
NFC,
Packers right now. Chiefs Packers.
yeah, the NFC, the Cowboys were impressive. They just mauled the Washington. The Rams are doing their thing. It's interesting. It's gonna be some interesting matchups, I think. And now only having the one first round bye is crazy too.
Yeah.
Let's see. I challenge you losers to a beer pong game on the lovely Florida beaches this week, or are you scared? I want to so bad, dude. I want to go see Smith and Myers in Orlando on New Year's Eve. So bad.
Go?
It's that friggin' ride. But you gotta be back, dude. Like that's the problem. You'll be back by Sunday.
I mean, technically by Monday morning, I gotta be back.
Dude, explain to me this. If we go out for New Year's Eve, that means we're gonna be out till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. At what point are we driving after that? How are you gonna drive that Saturday? Like, all right, it's noon. Let's start driving. 16 hours.
Oh yeah. If we start at noon, figure we got at least 7 hours of sleep, so we should be all right.
7 hours with the hangover from hell. You know what it's like hanging with Jay, man. It's not gonna be easy.
All right, so I'll drive like the first hour, and then I'll hand it off to you for like 7 or 8, and then we'll be good.
We went to Jets Patriots years ago. A friend of mine, same thing, dude. We went up the Saturday night. We partied. Went to the game. We had to come back after the game, which was like 4.5 hours. My buddy's like, we get in the car. He's like, I'll start off. I'm like, all right. He drives 45 minutes. Like, bro, I'm tired. I'm like, it's 45 minutes. He's like, yeah, I can't drive. I'm like, what? I had to drive the rest of the way back. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, man. So
I'm clutch on road trips. You know that from Buffalo.
Yeah, you did. You did step it up there.
On no sleep too. We
we
were drinking the entire night in the hotel. Got up early for the game on like 1 hour sleep.
Yeah, we got
drove back right after the game in a snowstorm. Pretty much the entire way.
When that alarm clock went off, I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah, that was bad.
Tyson, what did Legend think of the win? He is very excited, man. He will be on tomorrow night because I forgot to set him up for tonight. He's down there drinking right now, actually. Not sure what he's drinking because I'm out of booze. Do the primetime thing, Tyson. Drive to the game, drink, and drive back right after. No way, man. Florida's way too far for that shit.
Yeah, Carolina's okay for that. Florida, I don't know.
Let's see what we got here. Legend will be on tomorrow night. I promise. He's got a lot of insight that's breaking that you will not see nowhere else. I guarantee it. He's got some very interesting Zach Wilson opinions. Thoughts on Joe Burrow primetime? That was impressive.
That was wild.
Yeah. This is a definite. Green Bay is an excellent, excellent road trip, man. That is one of my favorite stadiums to go to. Classy fans. I hope the game's in December so you get the snow and the frost and all the frigidness of Green Bay.
Let's do it. I'm in.
I'm definitely in for Green Bay. Absolutely. You can go to Hall of Fame. But what you got to do, Green Bay, is you got to get in there like early on Saturday so you can go to the stadium and take the tour. You can do your own Lambda Leap. You can go to the Hall of Fame. You want to get the full experience, man. Like at least take some time to go there and hang out, or even go on a Friday.
You could do a Lambeau Leap.
Yeah, they let you do it.
No, that's awesome. I want to do that.
It's cool, dude. It's a really cool experience, and the fans are just ridiculously classy. Like you'll walk through the parking lot and they're like, "Hey, come on, tailgate. Try like the venison. Try this sausage. Try this. Try." It's just nice. The food is phenomenal, man. Which away game have you been to with the worst fans? Oh man, I've had some really bad experiences. Steeler fans were assholes. At the time, the Redskin fans were pretty bad. When I went, they were still the Redskins. What about you, Primetime? What was your worst experience?
I mean, probably the Bill game, just because we were assholes going in, so they treated us like assholes after the game when we were leaving. But other than that, I mean, Dallas was cool. Arizona was fine. Cleveland, their fans were cool. So I didn't have any issues, really.
Steeler game for the championship game. That was the worst experience I've ever had. And we were sober. We were straight sober. They were throwing snowballs at us, picking fights, pushing us, and like just pushing. And they assigned 3 state troopers to stand behind us. They're still throwing shit at us. It was just ridiculous, man. So, Giant fans are timid, man. They're Eagle fans. I'm sorry. I forgot that too. The Eagle fans, we had to get a police escort out of the building and that's when friggin' Bozo was doing the flapping his wings and they're down by 30 points. Santonio Holmes. The Eagle fans are bad too, man. Holy shit, they're bad.
That's why I don't go to Philly.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times. Stadium is nice, but not a fun experience. What else we got? Why were you guys sober at the pit game? It was a championship game, man, and we had really good seats. We spent a lot of money for them. It was where the players came in and came out. So before the game, we talked to LaDainian Tomlinson, we talked to Sean Ellis, and I was like, if the Jets go Super Bowl, I want to experience it all, man. I want to take every picture. I want to just embrace the moment. So we didn't drink at all. We were straight sober for it. We didn't want to ruin the experience. So that worked out well. So after the game, I got fucking blind. I was so pissed. It was terrible. Another long ride home.
Probably wished you were drunk for the first time.
Oh, I was terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Are you guys ever coming to SoFi? When do they play there? That's it. I mean, I'd go. I'm telling you what, the trip of all trips is going to be Jets Raiders in Vegas.
Oh,
that just
stream the entire thing.
That'd be the best road trip of all time. It wouldn't even be close.
I'd want to fly out there.
Of course, dude. But we just get there like on Thursday, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That'd be a good time. Let's see. Anything else you guys got? Oh, you're still waiting. So, still waiting for the Gase exclusive. You know, go ahead, Pratap.
No, go ahead.
What I was thinking.
I think I was going to say what you were like. I thought it'd be a good idea if we were able to get Coach Gase on to talk with Coach Saleh. I just didn't know if it was the best timing, considering he's coming off COVID and he was out on Sunday. But we might have something in the works coming up. Yeah,
I mean, we could always just interview Coach Gase to get his thoughts on the season, see what he thinks about how the team is going, because he's had a big impact on this team. Like you never know what he thinks about that.
Yep.
Let's see. I've never been to Arrowhead either. I'd like to go there as well. There's a couple places like Arrowhead, Seattle, just because just to see the environment on TV, it looks like it's a great environment. So, here we go. Prime time.
Green Bay is where I want.
My family has season tickets to the Raiders games. If the Raiders ever play the Jets, I got you guys.
Oh,
we are down, dude. We are definitely down.
I would love that.
That would be awesome. Mile High looks like it's a fun time too. I wouldn't mind that one either. I would do anything. I like to travel, man. I would definitely. It's more fun when the Jets are good because you feel like you're at least gonna have a chance to not get completely harassed by opposing fans. So what else we got here? Do a couple more. Any more overall thoughts on the Jets victory Monday here? Tomorrow night we're gonna have the callers on. Prime time. We only have 2 games left, man. Can you believe that?
Year flew by.
Not really. There was a part of this season, dude. That this season was just sucking my soul away from me.
Middle dragged a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, it seems like we were just at training camp like a few weeks ago, and suddenly it's like we're December, year's over.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to Josh Johnson, man. He threw for 300 yards again yesterday at the Ravens, didn't he?
Yep, East. And
he came, but had no time with the Ravens either. They signed him, and boom, another 300. I like him, dude. He's such a good guy. So hopefully keeps finding ways on a team's roster. Let's go. Based on some Jets fans and experts this season, shouldn't Middleton be the head coach for the rest of the year so Sal can learn how to be a good head coach? I mean, the game wasn't all that well coached yesterday, but prime time.
I mean, he was aggressive, though. He went for it on all those 4th downs. Team looked inspired. Defense played better than they had for past number of weeks. So, if we're being fair, that's, got a little controversy.
When Trevor spiked the ball on 3rd down and then they didn't get the play calling for the 4th down, that was definitely a Schottenheimer moment, man. That was the epitome of Brian Schottenheimer with the Jets. No doubt about that. Complete disaster. That was awful. Imagine the Jets did that. I would just
like, what was the logic in not throwing a pass into the end zone?
I don't know.
It's pretty much a free play.
Victory Monday and got my hoodie might be the best Monday of the year. Hey, Brian, thank you for ordering one, man.
Brian.
Thank you. That's for everybody that ordered stuff, man. You should be getting it, next couple of days. We appreciate it. The hoodies are nice, though. They came out great. And thanks to Jay to help us, too, with that because I'm useless with that kind of shit. Are you guys going to still have the YouTube channel after the Jets season is over and football's over? Yeah, dude. We stream playoff games. we stream playoff games. We do UFC shit. We'll still do a weekly show to talk about free agency, the draft. We do all kinds of stuff, man.
Unlike the other shows that come and go, we are here every single week for
year round.
7 years now. Crazy,
yep.
crazy.
Yeah, we usually take a vote of what playoff game we want to watch. We'll do like streams for playoff games. You know, I got bad news for you, man. We're completely sold out of hoodies, so we're gonna have to order more.
Shit.
We're out of hoodies. We're out of long sleeve shirts. I had to refund like 3 orders. We're out of shit. I don't have anything left. We didn't sign yours, dude. We want you to enjoy it, man. We couldn't. I didn't have the heart to sign it.
I would have signed it.
We'll just send him something else. We'll get you better stuff, man.
Should have signed a sticker.
Another thing we haven't done is a Titanic stream. We didn't even do that yet.
I'm still waiting to watch it.
We got this one. Forgetting. We got a lot of stuff. And prime time. Cooking show at halftime of the Super Bowl, maybe?
That's definitely on. I'm sure Jay probably wants some revenge, but I mean, if he wants to get beat again, we could definitely run it back. Or if there's anybody else that wants to hop on, we can do a little cooking challenge.
Well, the stickers were badass. That was a good idea from Jay. I love them, dude. I have them like on my phone. The stickers are nice. I gave you some, right?
Yeah, you gave me a bunch.
Yeah. Jay was on our Super Bowl show and fell asleep.
Yeah,
that's always good.
He was on his phone for like 40 minutes too.
Are we getting a stream for the Super Bowl? I don't see why not. Definitely. We'll do that. Well, last year we had a musical guest. We had a halftime show. We had a cooking show. We had all kinds of stuff last year.
Am I doing another halftime show?
If you'd like.
I gotta think of some songs.
What the hell happened? Who is John from Lakehurst? What the hell ever happened to him?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been. Sticker was nice. Thank you, man. That's Jay's idea. Bring the stickers down here. Tyson, I thought you were going to throw that Lincoln Park frame at my shirts. Sorry, man. I thought about it, but just had to stay with me a little bit. This stream seriously helps me get you through the year. The team may be good or bad, but this channel is community, even if a lot of us are wacky. This channel is awesome, man. I love our community. Like we do it. It's a lot of fun. We've raised a lot of money for a lot of good causes too. And it seems like everybody's friends. Like you see, like we had somebody come up to us yesterday at our tailgate. It was like, remember this show and talked about that show. And it was so cool to meet people, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, James. Yeah, dude. You guys have helped us get through a lot of shit. So other than, Cassandra, you guys are fucking awesome. So thank you guys.
Elias is busy with school. He was on he called in I think 2 weeks ago. He's busy with school. He's probably starting another channel, baseball channel or something.
Hey, it's almost baseball season. He's probably in full gear right now.
Yeah. Ghost Pepper will be on tomorrow night. He actually tried calling in last week, but he called in too late. And I didn't have the strength to deal with him at 10:40 at night. So
we got to get the story on what happened his last call.
Yeah.
I need the full details.
Yeah, that was funny as shit, man. When are we all gonna meet up at a bar for a Jets game? Wrap a fundraiser around it. We could figure something out, man. We could definitely figure something out.
What about the last game of the year?
Bills game?
Yeah.
We could do that.
It'll be my birthday too. Like 2 days after.
We got a primetime birthday party?
Yeah. So I'll be hammered.
Let's do it. What date is that?
9th, I think.
If you guys we can do something like that if you guys want. I don't care. I would definitely figure something out.
Just don't know where we would do it.
Yeah.
I can go to Morristown and then just stumble back to my apartment after.
There you go. Elias is streaming with Panda. He hasn't been around either.
That's true. You're right.
They both got a lot of positivity tomorrow. Absolutely. We had the post beer pong game interviews.
Oh shit.
I don't remember what did I say. Was it bad? I forgot what I even said.
I forgot Romeo recorded that.
I know. That's when the bad thing about cameras and shit. I forgot. That's not good. Oh boy.
Can't be worse than the actual beer pong video. So
we should get primetime a Sam Darnold jersey for his birthday.
I already have 2 of them that I can't wear anymore. I don't need another one.
Yo, Tyson, what gym are you located at? Been boxing for 3 years. Would love to get a training session in with your class. Nicotone MMA, man. Brick, New Jersey. It's like the second largest facility on the East Coast. You're more than welcome to come down, man. They have I think it's like 1 week trials. So if you ever want to come in, man, just come on down. It's a beautiful school, man. You'll love it. It's a really cool place. Best community on YouTube and for the Jets in general. Thank you, man. And Nick, I got something for you too. So I got to make sure I get it to you guys. So remind me. Year in review show primetime. I can only imagine what that's going to be like. We had some rough games this year.
Hopefully Romeo's doing the video for that.
Oh my God. Amazing. Could you imagine? But this year was bad because we had some rough moments with Zach and the blowout losses and the solid shit.
Yeah.
Jets versus Bills is January 9th. I'd be down to meet up. And we'll think about this. Meet at a bar?
Yeah, let's do it.
Where does everybody live? Probably have to make it like a Central Jersey, I would think, somewhere, right? Wonder where everybody lives. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got one more. Yeah, I can only imagine those post-game interviews yesterday.
See, Romeo's working on it already.
Tyson had some fear in his face when he was down 4-1. Good thing he came back. I had no fear in my face, man. Come on.
See the sweat dripping.
There's no sweats. It was too cold to sweat. Yeah, year in review. Romeo does an excellent job, man. He does an excellent job.
You zoom in closely, you can see the perspiration starting to like frost up a little bit.
Nick Catone is a Bricktown legend. He's also a legend in New Jersey, man. He's accomplished a lot in his career, man. He's excellent UFC fighter, prominent gym. It's like his third one. He's awesome and an excellent wrestler, man. His wrestling career was phenomenal. It can't be worse than last year's year in review. This is exactly this was it. Yeah. Tyson just wanted Steve to feel like he was doing well. I wanted to build up his confidence just to suck the life out of him. Like, nope. Who took the video of the McDermott touchdown? That was primetime. Primetime filmed it. You filmed it because I was in the back.
I filmed it with your phone because my phone was dead. My phone died in like the second quarter.
Yep. So we got to see if tomorrow night if that's gonna be Steve's shotgun debut or if he hides now.
No, it's got to be, or else he's done. He's out.
We'll see. All right, let's go watch the what's the score of the game right now?
10-0 Dolphins.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully you guys are all getting your shirts the next couple of days, and we will talk to you tomorrow night.
Have a good night.